Hello everyone, this is Astromaxis here. Well, I just saw the new episode 10, Turning the Tides of The Legend of Korra. And I have to admit, it was a pretty impressive episode. We got to see what Amon is up to, and we got to see what Korra is up to, and we actually have got to see Dante Basco voicing a new character. But before we go to that, and of course, as this is about Legend of Korra episode 10, it'll be filled with spoilers, so watch at your own risk. Well, I like the fact that the episode had a minor conflict with a larger conflict, that Asami's beginning to understand that Mako may have feelings for Korra, and she got to know that in the last episode. But this episode, we actually got to see her react on that. Well, the romantic angle isn't the main focus of the series, which I could say is good or bad because this is not a romance series. But it was nice to see her act in a certain way, um, angry, and well, Mark was getting on my nerves, always trying to say I'm in a crazy situation, I'm confused, and all that stuff. I mean, from what I've been seeing, I think that Mako really does like Korra better, and they have a better chemistry together. They've got a better understanding together. With Asami, I'm happy I got to see Asami, what can I say, kick butt during this episode, and I was pretty happy that, like, aside from really good mad driving skills, she also has very good fighting potential, and that she was able to take out a lot of equalists. Amon's machinations are not really entirely known at this moment, but I have to admit that he's moving very rapidly. And what Uber Hikari said the last episode is somewhat true, that the series is going very fast. But I did think that there was a lot of sense in Amon attacking Republic City in this episode, because he already has all the council members, and he already has crippled the police force and kind of like made them completely immobile. So basically, Tenzin had to call for outside help from the United Nations army thingy. So basically, I was kind of impressed by the fact that Amon was able to accomplish so much in so little time. But as as Uber Hikari actually said, or I forgot, maybe some other reviewer, that the Equalist demonstration may be recent, but I think that they have been planning this for a very long time. Of course, Hiroshi Seda couldn't have just made those flying, machines, those zeppelins out of nowhere. He needed time, and that's basically what he did. He did make them in a very short amount, maybe in a short amount of time, but comparatively, I think that the Equalist plans have been going on for a longer period of time before they actually started to actively demonstrate their protests and their anger to the certain form of government or governance that's happening in Republic City, where benders are usually favored. Uh, I was happy to see that there was a lot of fighting in this episode. It was really adrenaline pumping, and yes, what Milo said is totally true. Lin Beifong was a real hero in this episode. The way that she just gave up her safety to save Tenzin's family when they were running away. And it was pretty nice to see the little kids fighting too. And Milo's attacks were like so funny that like you would actually think of him as this little version of Aang. And it's finally nice to see that Pema gave birth to another son, so now they're a family of four. Um, and I really like the fact that Lin made it clear that they're the only airbenders, like Tenzin's family, so it's very important that they get to safety. And it's nice, I think that Korra is maturing a bit, because she realizes that they have been outnumbered and they have been outwitted to a certain extent in this battle, so that staying on and fighting would not prove to be fruitful. So she decides to go into hiding. Uh, okay, on that note, we also see that Mako is pretty much sympathetic towards Korra, and Asami getting all angry about it. Or not really angry, irritated about it, but then again, I can understand that what she's feeling and things like that. But it's quite obvious that Mako kind of likes Korra better. Uh, Most of the characters fought really bravely this in this episode. I was pretty impressed uh, by also the fact that Lin stayed behind so that Tenzin's family can get away. She was trying to help them, and then when Amon came and threatened her that if you tell me where the avatar is, I will not take away your bending. And though she really didn't know where the avatar is, she refused to succumb to his threat. And that was the major tragedy, I think, of this episode, aside from Republic City being bullied by Amon. It's that Lin Beifong has lost her bending, which I think really defined her, because most of the main characters who are benders we see over here, their bending is a major part of what defines them. So I felt really bad that she had to lose her bending. Well, I can only speculate if Amon's powers could be reversed, or if there is a certain, because he doesn't energy bend the same way that Aang does. If though, like if any way it could be reversed, I would really like it. If, or some people's bending could be brought back, I would really like Lin Beifong's bending to come back. She is a really cool character, and I really don't want her to lose her bending. Or even if she does lose her bending, I would really still want her to be one of the main pivotal characters of this series. And in the end, we got to see Dante Basco's voice. He is a new character who's called General Iroh, and it was really cool. At first, I thought it was Zuko, but then again, I knew Zuko would be old. But then I was like, oh, all right, so probably it is somebody from Zuko's line, because it's obvious that that guy that Dante Basco was voicing is from the Fire Nation. So it was a pretty cool episode. We got to see more of what Amon is trying to do. We got to see, now we are gearing up for the finale that's supposed to happen on the 23rd. I am pretty psyched to see that. If by any chance Amon is not the main antagonist of the next season, which of course many people were saying, and also they say the creators say that, I would actually like the fact that Amon, whatever Amon did, is actually continued throughout the second season, because I think that the politics at work here and even the actions are pretty deep, and they've cut in very deep as well. So I would like to see more from that, to just have a Duke's Ex Machina, and like just to end it all, because it's getting intense and it's getting to be an all-out war. So it would like basically an all-out civil war. So it would be good to see what happens next. Pretty psyched to see the next episode, which is episode 11. Aside from that, I guess I have nothing else to say, but I would really like to know what you guys think. And, well, please comment.